Marlon Craft just dropped the first single for his upcoming sophomore album. The album itself doesn't have a name, but this song is titled Wherever. This is a follow-up to his debut album that dropped last year, I believe it was, titled Funhouse Mirrors, as well as the EP that he dropped in May, titled Work From Home. Both those projects were really good, and it has made me pretty excited for what he has to come next. Considering how polished Funhouse Mirrors was, you can expect good things from his upcoming album. But anyways, let's just get into it. Let's go bar for bar and break down these lyrics. It starts off with the chorus. I just want to be anywhere but here, yeah. I don't know if I'm ready for my year, yeah. I just want to be anywhere but anywhere. Too many cares. But wherever I go, there I am. Take me away, take me away, take me away. Can't be the same, obviously. I need my space, I'll be okay. 'Cause wherever I go, there I am. Starting off the track with the chorus kind of sets the tone for the song. It sounds kind of, you could say, like it's anxiety driven, or like he's just kind of done with what's going on around him. So whenever you want to be anywhere but where you are currently, it's like there's something happening that you just either can't deal with, or you can't handle, or there's just too much, so you want to get away from it. And he's also just not sure if he's ready for his year. And that I took as his year being when he drops this album, or whenever he drops a project that's going to get him the attention that he's been looking for. Because, once you have your year, like, that's when you're going to get the ball rolling, and it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger from there on. So that is another stressful thing that you have to kind of worry about. Like, obviously you're like, oh yes, I want this, but also it's kind of like, ooh, what else comes with that? He just wants to be anywhere though. So he wants to be away from what's happening. And that I also took as just him wanting to be anywhere but here, meaning what's currently going on in the world, because there's a whole lot of shit happening. But he also, it seems like he acknowledges that wherever he goes, like, there's going to be the same sort of things. But wherever he goes, there he is. Meaning that is where his focus is. That is where he obviously physically is. And that's just where his mind is. He doesn't let, or he tries to not let the other things that are going on interrupt him, you could say. That then goes into the first verse. Yeah, just had a day long and it ain't. After all the lies I've been told, I never stand in line for where I get sold. Coffee back to black, like it accused me of ghostwriting. I'd be fading back to black in the house with the most whining, most grinding. So just had a day long, could be like a day long meeting, just a day long session, or he just had a long day and he just swapped it because it sounds better. And then after all the lies that he's been told, just in general, like whether it be the music industry or in life or whatever, he's just not going to be standing in line no more. Like, he knows the way to get things done. He knows what he needs to do to kind of speed up the process, you could say. Or it could also literally just be like, yo, I ain't waiting in line no more because I got the ticket. Like, he is a rapper now, like, or a better known rapper than he was in years prior. So it could really just be like, yo, that's my ticket to get in, to get in and not even have to wait in line. The coffee back to back, like accuse me of ghostwriting line, is what I took as kind of an anxiety sort of thing. So when you have coffee, like you have cups of coffee back to back, you're gonna get hella jittery because there's too much caffeine in your system, and especially if you're not used to it. And even some people who are used to it, like once you drink just a little bit too much coffee, you just start losing it. I relate that to the anxiety because when you get accused of something, especially ghostwriting in hip hop, like, you're definitely going to be anxious in some sense, because even if you didn't have a ghostwriter, or like you're not ghostwriting for anyone else, that accusation is still going to bother you because you're concerned about what other people are thinking or what other people are saying. Even if you tell people, no, this is not true, people aren't going to listen to that. Like, no one ever just fully believes people. So that kind of made it sound like it was an anxiety sort of thing, but I could be wrong. The fading back to black in the house with the most whining and most grinding could be just him literally, like, in his mind, closing his eyes and focusing on, like, a house where there's people whining and grinding. And that's cool, because a lot of times when you have people who whine, like, sure, it's kind of annoying. Like, I don't want to be around someone that's whining all the time, but it's also not necessarily a bad thing, because that kind of gives you another sort of outlook onto what's happening around you. The grinding part, obviously, like, you want to be surrounded by people who are grinding too, because that will just make you want to grind even more as well. Also, the grinding line relates directly to coffee, because you gotta grind up coffee beans. But wind it down is so trying now, so pass the sauce to me. Let's get lost fully, paid those dues, I don't understand the cost fully. But wind it down is so trying now is him saying, yo, it's really hard for me to wind down now. Like, there's too much happening around me, and I just can't. So pass the sauce to me, which could literally be alcohol or like hot sauce or something. Or it could be just the sauce to, like, that will help you get further in the industry. Like, everyone's got some sort of sauce that gets them to where they need to go, especially once they're on a roll. Let's get lost fully, though. That makes it sound like it's just like, yo, let's just get drunk. To me, for paying your dues is you're basically putting in the work to get recognition. And in hip hop, it's like you're putting in the work to basically respect the art and what's happened prior. So you're respecting everything that happened from the beginning all the way up till now. And if you are able to do all that, your dues are paid. But there's also other stuff that goes into it, mostly industry stuff, I believe. So him not understanding the cost fully is all the stuff that comes with the music stuff that you probably wouldn't even think of. Like, whether it be scheduling, getting a manager, tours, merch, just promotion in general. Like, there's a lot more to the music rather than just the music on its own. Play by the rules that don't make you look like a boss to me. So explain how you free when you ain't you, so I understand shit properly. Started with a new shrink, hope that shrink all my woes. He turned up getting so hot, surprised that it don't shrink all my clothes. He's, again, like, it really does sound like he's referencing the music part of it. So playing by the rules, meaning going through a major label, dealing with all that nonsense, and putting out music, doesn't make you look like a boss to him. Like, that's not what he wants to do. Like, he doesn't want to do, like, all these normal or what's expected of him sort of things. He wants to make his own path. And that relates directly to the, so explain how you free when you ain't you, so I understand shit properly. Because when you are in the music industry and on a major record label, like, you might think you're free and you can do whatever you want, but you really aren't. Like, you're really locked into whatever the label wants you to do. And typically that's just make them music. They don't really care about anything else most of the time. Started with a new shrink, hope that shrink all my woes. He got a new psychiatrist or therapist, and he hopes that he'll help him reduce all his woes and all his anxieties and all the things that are in his head. But his therapist is getting so turned up and so hot, like, about what he's saying, or maybe Marlon's just not necessarily cooperating or doing what the therapist is recommending. So he's just getting upset. And then he relates that to a dryer. When you turn it up too hot and you leave your clothes in there for too long, they gonna shrink. Ink on my clothes, I scribble my soul. I've written my lows, my symptoms, my goals. I'm living, I'm broke. I give it my all, won't give up my hope, no. Ink on my clothes, I scribble my soul is he wears his soul on his sleeve. So, because you know how people normally say, oh, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, this is an entire soul, and he writes it out loud on all of his clothes. So it's not limited to just having your heart on your sleeve or, like, right here. Like, you got everything all over you at all times, and you put it out there, and you don't really necessarily hide it from anyone. Like, he's written his lows, his symptoms, his goals, Like everything that he's trying to do, he's written it down onto these clothes and he puts it out there. And that's kind of like a manifesting sort of thing, I guess. That then goes back into the chorus, which is the same, and then into the second verse. There I am, there I am, there I am. Hold up, you must got me fucked up. Think, cause I introspect, I won't interject with no foots in your neck. Bitch, you is no threat. It don't get no better. You get no leverage. It's funny, cause the chorus kind of sounds like he's trying to find his piece, like in terms of the song. And then in the the second verse, it starts off with him kind of continuing on the chorus, but then he's like, wait a minute, what are you saying over there? And he's basically using what some people may say, like, or some things that people may say about him. Like, oh, you so introspective, you probably won't say shit if I make fun of you. You probably just take it and make a song about it or something. And he's like, no, if you talk shit, you are gonna get a foot to your neck. You are no threat, and you got no leverage. Because, again, like, that's tying back to what he said at the beginning, or not the beginning, the first verse, where he just scribbled his soul. Like, everything's already out there. Like, whatever you got, like, people already know. And if they don't know, well, here it is. Like, he doesn't let people try to blackmail him or try to talk shit about him or really just do anything negative to him. Like, anything negative that happens to him, he just kind of deals with it, and deals with it pretty peacefully and elegantly, you could say. He doesn't let it necessarily bother him. Like, obviously it'll bother him, but he doesn't let it linger. Stick in your chest, book smart, but we bitch slap. Learn from your bitch ass, then give you this work. That's that charity give back. Stick in your chest, like, it could literally just be like a stake like through your chest, which actually makes sense, because if vampires, they suck blood, but he could be saying that these vampires that are trying to take him down are taking part of his soul, or like they're trying to mess with him, really. So he put a stake through their chest, they're done, they're incapacitated. It could also just be like all those people that are like hella proud with their chest out, just talking stuff that they don't know. Like, tell them, no, stick your chest back in. Book smart, but we bitch slap. Yo, we smart, but we will fight back. Learn from your bitch ass, then give you this work. So he looks at people, or your bitch ass, as an example. And whatever he learns from that, he'll flip it and make it into work, or give you this work. Like, basically, he's not ignoring anything that happens. He's taking in everything. My shine up like high noon, my waves time so typhoon. I don't try to, I just vibe to. I'm a ballin' ball when you a haiku. My shine up like high noon, so he's bright. High noon is the brightest time of the day. My wave time so typhoon. Like, he's riding, he's on this wave, and he's about to start another wave. So get ready. I'm a ballin' ball when you a haiku. I'm better than you. Haikus are kind of, I mean, here it kind of sounds like he's putting haikus down, but haikus are low-key kind of cool. Like, I don't agree with that. I like haikus. Be mindful around me, can't comprehend, I'm mindful. Start a sentence with who I remind you of, and I remind you they die too. Watch what you say around me, because I got a lot to say, and what I got to say is gonna just be in your head, because I might say it one way, but it really means a whole lot of other things. Like, you just can't comprehend it. And then he's asking them to, yo, start a sentence of who I remind you of. And then whoever that person is, just remember they die too. Just like you and me. Basically, he's not trying to say that he is like this huge celebrity that's going to live forever. Like, he understands that he's going to die. Everyone dies. This then goes into the last chorus, which is exactly the same as the previous two. And then the song ends. But anyways, this song is dope. I enjoyed it. And I look forward to his sophomore album. Hopefully we get a release date sometime soon. And maybe it'll come out this year. Low-key, I wouldn't be surprised if it came out next year, because then he just has the whole year to basically ride that wave. But he doesn't seem like that type of person to do it that way. He seems like the type of person who will release music for his fans because he cares about the music. He don't really, I mean, obviously money is always important too, but that's not necessarily the biggest focus. Like, sure, you might get some more money if you wait a little bit and then drop it at the top of the year and just kind of ride that. But it's kind of like, we're in weird times. Like, you can just drop an album whenever, and it's just cool. Anyways, let me know in the comments below if I missed anything, because I'm almost certain I did. It's honestly has been a little while since I listened to Marlon Craft, so I have to readjust my brain to how he raps. But yeah, let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if I misinterpreted anything. And like and subscribe if you want to see more breakdowns like this, because these are one of my favorite types of videos to do. That's all I got. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.